Hey Grammar 6, how are you guys doing? Today we're going to be doing lesson 113, even though in my book it says 115. So guys, we're going to be working on adding and subtracting mixed measures and multiplying by the powers of 10. And so what this really is when we looked at multiplying and adding and subtracting mixed measures, it just means that two different units are being combined to represent one total amount. So an example here would be adding hours and minutes. We know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And so if we look at this first example, we have 1 hour and 40 minutes, and we're adding 1 hour and 50 minutes. So if we were to add those together, we would start with the units, just combine units. So let's start with 40 minutes and 50 minutes. Well, if you combine those, you get 90 minutes. Well, 90 minutes equates to 1.5 hours. That is definitely a 5, sorry, 1.5 hours. So now we can take 1.5 hours, which is also could be written as 1 hour and 30 minutes, and we can then add it to the whole hours that we have all together. We had originally 1 hour and another hour, so we're going to add those 2 hours, and now we have 3 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm running. All right, so let's go ahead and look at example 2. With example 2, we have 6 feet and 5 inches minus 4 feet and 8 inches. So first thing that we want to look at here is renaming 6 feet as 5 feet and 12 inches, because we can't take 8 inches away from 5 inches. So we're going to rename our entire problem. So let's go ahead, let's put this in a different color, make it not so thick. There we go, perfect. So instead of the problem that we had, I haven't figured out this new whiteboard thing that I'm using. As obviously you can see, this thing is huge now. Oh, make it, no, am I just gonna have to stop the recording? Yep, I'm gonna stop the recording. 1 second, I'm back. I kind of fixed it. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about rewriting 6 feet and 5 inches as 5 feet and 12 inches, because that represents 6 feet, and that represents 6 feet right there. But we still need to add in the 5 inches that we have from the original problem. So we're going to add that back in, and now we have 5 feet and 17 inches. That represents the same quantity as 6 feet and 5 inches. Now from here, we're going to subtract 4 feet and 8 inches. When you do that, 17 minus 8 is 9 inches, and 5 minus 4 is 1 foot. So now we have 1 foot, 9 inches. All right, the next idea is multiplying by powers of 10. So when we multiply by powers of 10, essentially what we're doing is we're moving the decimal point the number of places shown by the exponent. So if we were to write 1.2 times 10 to the third in standard notation, what we're doing is we're taking this decimal and we're going to move it to the right because we're increasing in size because we have a positive exponent. So we're going to multiply, or we're going to move that decimal 3 spaces so that we end up with 1200, because our decimal space moved from here 1, 2, 3 and landed there. So let's go ahead and write 6 2/10 times 10 squared in standard notation. We know that we're going to be moving to the right because our exponent is positive. So let's move it to the right 2 places and we get a product of 620. All right, let's go to the next page. All right. Now to make this clear one more time for you. They updated the whiteboard that I used to use, and so now while it looks nicer, it is not as easy to use, but All right, there we go. Okay, so let's look at this problem. It says, sometimes powers of 10 are named with words instead of numbers. For example, we might read that there are 5.2 million people living in Hong Kong. So what that means is we're taking 5.2 and we're multiplying it by 1 million. That's what 5.2 million represents. So we can write this number then also by shifting that decimal space 6 places to the right, because that's how many we have here. So, or how many zeros we have. So we would come up with 5,200,000, moving that 6 spaces to the right. Okay, so let's look at example 4. It says write 1/2 billion in standard notation. So we're going to start with doing 1/2. We're going to multiply it by 1 billion, which is a lot of zeros. In fact, it is 9 zeros. So when we do the math, there we go. 1/2 times, or really I should be putting it as a decimal, I apologize. All right, so we're going to do 0.5. And what that means is we are going to move the decimal space to the right 9 places. That's how many zeros we have. So when we do that, we end up with a product that looks like this. We moved it 9 spaces, and I'll even change the pen color so that you can see it. So here's my decimal. Oh, we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you get the point. This thing is not working, but we moved it to the right 9 spots, and you get 500,000. Okay, so guys, go ahead and do your practice. Make sure that you get it checked, and then after that, do your problem set. And then tomorrow for class, we're going to be doing investigation 11 together. So if I scoot back just real quick, what do you need to bring to that? I'm looking in the book. Oh, fun. We're going to be doing scale drawings and models. Oh, this is fun. Yep. There's really not much you need to bring. Nope, there's nothing. So guys, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye.